Hi, I hope that you're having a very good start to your spring and that whatever you're doing is going well and that you don't feel too much stress or anxiety in whatever is going on in life right now. Today, I want to talk a little bit about something that me and my friend were just speaking about yesterday, and I've been thinking a lot about lately. And I feel like a lot of people my age maybe could benefit hearing about. And I think a lot of us go through this. So the question is, why is life not as exciting anymore, right? And I think we all go through like various stages of this throughout teenage years and early adulthood and probably even adulthood. I can't speak on that yet, but that's life, right? Ups and downs. But, as a kid, you come out and all you do is you just consume, right? Like you're just enamored by the world and you can walk through the grass and see how green it is and the sky is blue and, everything is so exciting. And even in high school, right? Like just those road trips that you do with your friends and all that sort of thing. It's so exciting and there's so much freedom. And, it's funny, I'm in college now, and you would think that there would be a greater sense of freedom. But in a lot of ways, there isn't. I feel more like unstable, and my mood is less consistent, which is fine. It's something to get used to, but I think that contributes a lot to my perspective of life's monotony, I suppose. Anyways, the point I want to get to, I'm kind of rambling. The point I want to get to is like, okay, we start as children and we come into this world as a new entity in this, completely unknown world. And I think that's so exciting as a kid, and it is unknown, and you don't have as many inhibitors or like, social anxieties, whatever. You're not afraid, so you just go explore, and everything's cool and vibrant and awesome, and you're like, wow, what's out there? Let me figure out what this is. So then you get a little bit older, and you go from being the little speck in an entire system, and you start to realize that you are part of that entire system. That little speck isn't separate from the entire system, the universe, whatever. And you start to realize that, like, okay, you are the universe, whatever. Everyone figures this out, to varying degrees too. And I think when you start to realize that, and you start to discover what's around you, and you've seen nature and cities and art and, everything, you kind of hit this point where you're like, okay, what else? You feel like you get it. You feel like, what's new, and it's cool to, when you first discover that, you're like, oh my God, I'm the universe. Oh my God. I know I'm like that, and, and, it's exciting at first, and then it kind of, that initial shock can wear off, and you're like, all right, this is what it is, and nothing's as exciting anymore. So I think what happens when you realize the lack of separation between you and your surroundings and your explorations is like, you get this call, and this is the crux that I'm trying to get to. I know it took me a while, so bear with me. But you get this call to action then, because you are bored, and it's like a necessary boredom, like I've been really upset at the fact that I've been kind of bored, or, well, not as motivated. That's sort of more my problem, I think, and something I could work on. It's besides the point. But this is a necessary boredom and coming to terms with reality that we reach in our lives, because this is the call to action. It's like the hero's journey, if you guys know about that from high school or whatever, English classes. So this call to action, it calls on you to find your talents now, to inspire yourself and to create. And you've spent all this time, when you were the little dot in the system, all you wanted to do was consume and consume and consume and explore and find out. And that's great. It's great. Well, it's exciting, but eventually, it's raining now. Eventually it's not as exciting, It expires. The interest expires, like all things, right? And so you get this call to action, and it's great. That's a good thing that we should celebrate. We should celebrate our boredom. We should celebrate that life is boring, because if life wasn't boring, we wouldn't have to entertain ourselves. So that's a good thing, and it calls on us to figure out more of who we are and to learn about our talents and explore ourselves. And I guess this is what every young adult learns. So maybe this video is useless to you, but if you've watched it, I hope it has been useful and offered you some words of encouragement maybe, or maybe it was just funny to look at me talk for a while, and that's cool too. So whoever's watching this, I hope you are well. I really do. And if you are bored, I hope you continue to explore yourself and take advantage of that boredom, or wherever you're at. I hope you take advantage of it. And I know how difficult it is to do so sometimes, something I've been struggling with a lot lately. But anyways, I love you all, and goodbye.